Well, this is a very interesting story and very lucky story. I was working in my office one day, and one of my patients came in and said, "Dr. Gutman, I've discovered something that has incredible effects on your health, and I'd like to share it with you." He told me that it did all these seemingly miraculous things in so many different areas of health, and I have to say I was extremely skeptical. He came back a little bit later and dropped about 30 pounds of articles on my desk. And he said, "Jimmy, I want you to read these." And what he managed to do was ruin the next 3 months of my life because I couldn't stop reading them. They were absolutely fascinating, things that I hadn't seen before, appearing in really high level journals. And the main author was someone called Dr. Gustavo Buenos. And what this patient did for me was he arranged a meeting for me and Dr. Buenos. So I got a chance to sit down in front of this remarkable person who wrote these outrageous published articles. I spent 2 hours talking with him. And after the 2 hours of speaking with Dr. Buenos, it was profound enough and important enough for me to change my career. And it was that day that I decided I was going to dedicate myself to this whole project of studying glutathione. So Dr. Buenos, in that one talk we had, changed my life, and as he's changed many other lives. Number one, an absolute genius. Actually, that's two words, but you get the scene. Number two, determined. Dr. Bounous would never give up on his ideas, even when his experiments started failing, because the way it was heated and destroyed the action announced to him. He figured out the problem, so he was determined. Number three, eccentric. Anyone who knew him will tell you that the man was built differently from the rest of mankind. You never knew what he was going to say or do. Number four, noble. He didn't care about money or fame. He just wanted to contribute something special to the world. And number five, I would have to say immortal. Because what Dr. Buenos has contributed to humankind will last forever, and we will never forget him. Working with Gus, you had to be ready to put up with a very critical and a very cranky old man. He would absolutely not tolerate anything that wasn't 100% scientifically sound and accurate and totally adherent to the scientific process. He also had an amazing and dry sense of humor. So when he put you in your place, you usually had to laugh at the same time. He had this vast knowledge of music, especially Italian opera, politics, wine, Italian, of course, food, Italian, of course, and more. So being with him was always thoroughly entertaining. When I published my first book in 1999, I didn't sleep for a week worrying that Gustavo would tear it apart after reading it. Finally, he said, "Good book, Gutman. I learned a lot from it." This was one of the highlights of my career, a compliment from Dr. Gustavo Buenos. Dr. Buenos's work was completely different from anything else that was going on at the time. Remember, this is back in the 1970s. Imagine the guts it took to pursue studying and publishing on a natural product in the days that no one was paying attention to this and very few people were interested. His findings on the great potential of natural proteins on glutathione and the effect it had on the immune system, this stimulated so much research that continues on even today. Right now, there's over 150,000 published articles on glutathione. I'm quite sure that this would not have existed were it not for the brilliant efforts of Dr. Bounous. It's such a fantastic history. This company, it goes back many decades, and it's important that we all appreciate the profound importance it's had on everybody's health.